The outspoken broadcaster tried to pin down the veteran left-winger on if he felt Hamas was a terror group and if it should stay in power in Gaza. Jeremy Corbyn clashed with Piers Morgan over Hamas in a heated interview tonight. The Talk TV presenter grilled the former Labour leader, who currently sits as an independent MP following an anti-Semitism row, on whether Hamas is a terror group and if it should remain in power in Gaza. But Mr. Corbyn did not give a straight answer to either of the questions during the fiery exchange, which saw them repeatedly shout over each. The journalist asked, "Would you keep Hamas in power?" Mr. Corbyn said, "What I said was there has to be a ceasefire has to be both sides, that ceasefire will then hopefully develop into a longer-term peace." The pair then went back and forth over whether Israel would make peace with Hamas after its barbaric attacks on October 7. Mr. Corbyn said, "Look, if you want to have a discussion, fine. If you want to just shout at me, that's your prerogative, your TV, your Listen, what I said was a ceasefire means a ceasefire, it means both sides have to cease." As Morgan continued to question him on whether Hamas should stay in power, a visibly irritated Mr. Corbyn said, "Are you done yet?" Morgan said, "It's a critical question. Should they stay in power? This country says they're a terror group. Do you agree, and should they stay in power?" Mr. Corbyn insisted he does not approve, support or welcome Hamas. The pair then shouted over each other as Morgan pressed him on whether he would call Hamas a terror group and said, "You can't, can you?" Mr. Corbyn said, "Piers, is it possible to have a rational discussion with you? Is it possible? Come on, answer that question." Morgan said, "No, it's my show, you answer my question. Are they a terror group?" Corbyn said, "Piers, can I speak? If you let me speak, I'll say something. A ceasefire means both sides." Morgan said, "You said that. Are they a terror group?" Corbyn went on, "I said that because that is part of the process. Why do you think most nations in the world are calling for a ceasefire?" Morgan said, "I've asked you two questions. Should Hamas stay in power and are they a terror group? You're refusing to answer either of them. That is very telling." Mr. Corbyn replied, "It's not very telling at all. What is very telling is your inability to keep quiet for 30 seconds to allow anybody to answer a question."